Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What up,
What's up?
Sean?
Oh man, just ready for this episode. This is gonna be an exciting episode, man.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a little bitter right now. Took a L in Madden, and I'm not happy because my players stink. Took a L in Madden when my play because my defensive players stink. That's what I get for using the Bengals.
That
Sean,
is what you get to that is kind of what you get for using the Bengals. But you know what? We watching the Bengals in real life, and it's gonna take more than a season to turn it around, Mark. So you gotta curb your expectations, you know?
you know what's funny to me though?
What?
Like, legitimately, my team is performing like the real life Bengals. Like,
Mhm.
offensively, just moving the ball, doing whatever, but can't stop anything on
Yeah.
defense. Like,
Paper mache defense, yeah.
it's like, oh, this is like real life over here. Like, this is crazy. But yeah. Anyway, man. What up, Troy? And anybody else that may be in here, what's going on? How you doing? All right, so we got a good episode for you guys. What we're going to talk about today is, of course, we're going to talk about the fight this past weekend, Canelo Alvarez against Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
Amazing fight card, and we'll get into that because I mean, fight card was just the best. Um, and we'll also be talking about the games from week 2 in the NFL, and we'll talk about some of the hyperbole that is going on around quarterbacks about this guy is amazing and all that. Like, we did a little bit of that last week, and that's why this is part 2, fact or fiction. Like, such as, did Daniel Jones really turn his season around? I mean, turn his career around? Or was it always the Giants? All that nonsense that is going on, and all the topics of conversation that are going on currently. But anyway, with that being said, I think we should start with the fight. So let's go ahead and get that out the way. So Sean, how you just generally, how did you feel about the fight?
It was a great fight, man. It was I don't know, man. I'm a fan of boxing, man, and regardless of the state of boxing and how many good boxers are around and how many good fights there are to be had, I'm just always gonna I'm always gonna enjoy the sport, the art of boxing, and this was one of those matches for me as far as you know you get to see the footwork, you get to see the ring control. Because I mean, if you're gonna say anything about Canelo, like he controlled the ring, but like when they talk about the sweet science and all that stuff, I saw boxing. This wasn't this wasn't a brawl. This wasn't somebody outmatched. This was just a really good fight, and I got to see all the best parts of boxing that I enjoy. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the fight as well, obviously, but what I enjoyed about the fight was that Canelo, Canelo and Crawford was actually the weakest fight on the night. Like, and it was a and that was a good fight, but it was the it was the weakest fight to watch on the night. Like, every fight was great this past weekend, man.
yeah.
And that's what I personally enjoyed, was every single fight was awesome. Like, especially, I'm trying to pull it up here, but I can't seem to find it on Yahoo for some reason. 'Cause Yahoo's
Do better,
coverage is
do better,
bad.
do better, Yahoo.
Yeah, Yahoo's
Well,
coverage is
what I
bad.
would let me while you're doing that, I'll say this: I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the Netflix broadcast when they had that women's boxing card on there. Um, the feed was a bit in and
Mm-hmm.
out. all that stuff. Like I have my doubts. I'm like, why are they giving it to Netflix, man? We just watched what they did. Whatever happened the last time, they fixed all that. So and then I enjoyed the presentation of it. Um, I enjoyed I enjoyed the people that they hired to cover the matches. So like um, familiar faces, you know what I'm saying, that we, for the longtime boxing fans, like um, it felt more like a boxing match to me than watching Stephen A. Smith ringside.
Yeah, I,
So
I,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, I don't care to ever watch Stephen A. Smith ringside at anything.
Yeah. No. So yeah, the production, that's what I mean. So the overall production of the card I really enjoyed.
Yeah, this fight was this is the second highest viewed fight ever.
Yeah.
Uh, the first highest is the was viewed by 108 million people, and it was a farce of a fight, which was the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight last year.
Uh-huh.
Um, but this comes in at second at 41 million viewers. Um, and it's not so this goes to show what we were talking about last week with the like with the way that Netflix helped open up the WWE um, with their coverage of of their previous fights and everything like that. It's also doing the same for boxing because before this, the next highest was Floyd Mayweather, or the highest before Netflix was Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao during the
Yeah.
paper. I guess you could now call that the pay per view era
Yeah.
because it seems like the pay per view era is now officially over. Um,
Yeah.
so
It is. Yeah,
so
well,
yeah,
real quick, I wanted to address Troy's, comment. He said Oscar hating ass talk about the matchmaking. The matchmaking was bad. Look, man, we all know what this is about. Canelo's not with Golden Boy no more. But
yeah,
Canelo's not with Golden Boy no more. It ain't nothing more than that, man. We can ignore that.
yeah. I don't enjoy um, Oscar De La Hoya at all. That cross dressing fool can go ahead and just be quiet forever, as far as I'm concerned.
Look, man, he's one of the biggest reasons why boxing is in the state that it's in. Him with his judges in his rigged matches, in his rematch clauses, with his draws. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a draw. In the contract, it says if it ends in a draw, then there has to be a rematch. Yeah, no, we like all that corruption, all that part of boxing is the things that we hated about boxing, is the things that ruin boxing. And Golden Boy Productions is one of the biggest reasons for all that.
Mm.
So nah, man, yeah, Oscar need to. I'm with you, Mark. I don't want to see him. I don't want to hear him. He need to go sit down somewhere.
Hey, I still think when I think of Oscar, I still think of his interview with Shannon Sharp, and he was like, "Everybody does this a little bit." And
Oh
Shannon,
yeah, yeah, nah, son,
no,
nah, son. I seen him. He said it so casually, Mark.
yeah, like no, that's not a thing that everybody does, dog.
You said, yeah, you said it. Well, at least I know who you hanging out with now.
Yeah,
I know how you got into it. Somebody, one of your buddies was like, everybody's doing it. See, that's Bob. Bob was doing it. Like, I can see how you got tricked into this. I can see how you fell into this life. You know?
that's that's like what hey, that sounds like Kanye. Like, hey, everybody has sucked a cousin. No, no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no.
no, no, Kanye. Don't say this is a normal thing, man.
That's
And
not
don't
it.
say everybody. I don't know who everybody is, but I know I'm not included.
Exactly. I know
That's
I'm
all
not
I
one
can
of
tell
them.
you.
I
I,
tell
I
you, I'm
know for
not.
sure I'm not included.
But yeah, all right. So the one that I was looking for, the fight that stood out to me the most, or the fight that I enjoyed the most, was Christian and Billy versus Lester Martinez.
Okay.
That was the fight. That was the second to last fight, or I guess the second fight of the evening. Um,
Mhm.
they was throwing them, man. I don't know. Did you catch that fight?
I caught half of the fight, because I did, yeah.
Yeah, and Billy and Martinez, they was throwing them, and like the way they was throwing them, I was surprised nobody got knocked out, or like they was giving it, and that was super middleweight, and I was like, so that's where, hey, these boys got power behind their punches, and
Hmm.
like they was throwing them round after round after round. That
Yeah.
fight ended in the draw as it should have, because like I don't know how anyone could have called that. Like that was a that was a great fight.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I was gonna say it's always nice to see hunger in boxers, right? And
right.
it's always nice to see. To me, I felt like it's a situation to where they understood. Look, man, we might not ever get a chance to be on a stage this big with this many eyes on us, dog. We're gonna come out here and we're gonna fight. So shout
Now,
out to them, and shout out to whoever set up the card, man.
yeah, like I this that's the important thing for real. Netflix and the promoters and all that, they understood the assignment. Like
Hmm.
they completely understood the assignment, which was, hey, we need to showcase boxing at its greatest again. Like, and everybody from the top to bottom understood the assignment. The fighters understood the assignment to put on a actual real fights.
Hmm.
Promoters understood the assignment by putting the right fighters in the ring and everything. Like, so honestly, the Netflix joint was just perfect. And just to end it, you know, obviously Canelo and Crawford went well. I heard you say that Canelo controlled the ring as far as
In the
where
early
he wanted to
round.
go. But I don't necessarily. I somewhat disagree with that, because it was kind of just like, it was more so Crawford, like him controlling the ring was the same way that I guess Floyd allows people to control the ring. Like, go ahead, I'm gonna let you come in, but I'm going to keep tagging you. I'm going to
Well,
dictate from by moving away.
let me be very specific because there's a part of the match that I'm specifically talking about, which is
Okay.
like the first 5 to 6 rounds, which I say probably just the first 5 rounds. It was more of using his footwork to cut off the ring to try to gain some type of leverage to force Crawford to do something he don't want to do. The problem was Crawford was just, and I don't want to say running around as if he's running from a fighter, but he was running around in a way to where I'm sure Canelo was like, dog, he has to get tired at some point, and this is perfect. I'm not expending as much energy, right? But he's expending a lot of energy because I'm cutting the ring off. And and that's just the footwork. Like we talk about footwork is so important. He was doing that just by using his footwork. They're feeling each other out. He's just cutting the ring off, whatever, right? Nothing really came of it. It didn't do anything for Canelo. But like I said, that's just a part of boxing that I like to see. Because you see fights all the time where it's just like there is no footwork. There is no cutting off the ring. There is no trying to back somebody into a corner without throwing a punch, right? So it was nice to see. It just didn't work for Canelo because Crawford's too fast. He didn't get tired. And then Crawford was being the aggressor. So from that position, he was being the aggressor. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to like strategy, boxing, in skill set. Like not everybody could do what Crawford was able to do in that scenario. Like so I looked at it and I said, just skilled. like like to me it was definitely a showcase of skill on Crawford's side, and Canelo looked like what I thought he would look like, and that's no disrespect to Canelo, but Canelo, he boxed exactly how he always boxes, but the only difference is it, he couldn't his power didn't seem to affect Crawford, and he wasn't quicker than him, which is usually Canelo either has the advantage on both fronts, or he at least has the advantage in the power. Like you don't want to take jabs from Canelo all day, you know what I'm saying? And you definitely don't want to get caught with a straight, you know what I'm saying? So like, but it seems like none of that shit was working. He wasn't fast enough. He wasn't his hits wasn't really doing the damage he wanted them to do. And he was, even though I thought his footwork was airtight, and he was doing what he was trying to do by cutting the ring off. It didn't give him an advantage because he's taking too many punches. Like every time he thought he wanted to look and see if there was an opening, like he was taking a punch, he was taking a jab. Like Crawford did a good job of keeping him away, man, from a defensive standpoint, which is crazy. So
Yeah,
yeah, like Crawford was ready for it.
nah, I'm with you, and I hear you. Um, so yeah, the fight was one round
Yeah.
away from being a majority draw. Ridiculous. Yeah, you're right.
Let's talk
You
about that.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Like that fight was very close to being a draw, or very close to Canelo being the victor.
Yeah.
And Crawford understood, like that was huge. Crawford understood the assignment in those last two rounds.
He
And
did.
in those last two rounds, he absolutely understood, like, hey, I gotta I gotta take these last two rounds, and I gotta take them convincingly because we don't know how this could go.
You need
Like,
that exclamation point.
yeah. And so, like, that was huge on Crawford and what he was able to do and picking his spots, and like, so. But you're right, Troy. Like, very close to being a majority draw.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I was gonna say that's like as much credit as we giving him right now, boxing almost fucked it up again, right? And they almost did it in front of everybody, in
yeah.
front of the biggest crowd, right? And Steve Troy said in the later rounds, Crawford trapped Canelo foot on an angle where he couldn't do nothing, which was beautiful. Yeah, that's why I specified the first 5 rounds because
Hmm.
like after that, like I felt like Crawford dictated every aspect of the fight from there on out. So yeah, it was I don't know, man. It was a beautiful thing to see.
No, for sure. Now, lastly, let's go to. All right. So, anything else? We got anything else about boxing or about the fight that we enjoyed?
Well, I was gonna say, where does boxing go from here, though? Like, this was a great highlight, and this was a great thing, and it gave me throwback boxing feelings because I haven't seen presentation, a card, or the ringside commentary like this in a while. But it's like this was cool, but what are they gonna do from here? Does this mean anything? And if there is somewhere to go from here,
Shut up.
Mark, what match, what fight do you want to see after this?
Well, first, shout out to Max for being back and
Mm-hmm.
being able to have that conversation again. Like, we
Yeah,
missed him. We missed him there in that space.
dearly. Yep.
Like, we missed him in that space dearly, and like, again, never want to see Stephen A talk about something that he vaguely understands again. um like, I don't want to see him talk about it in a in an analytic way,
No.
of something that he vaguely understands. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and try to break boxing down with you guys or anything like that. Like, not what I'm going to do. I don't want to see that from Stephen A. neither. But anyway,
Thank you. Yeah.
um, but as far as going from here, unfortunately, it's Jake Paul and Tank. That's where it goes. The sideshows is where it goes now.
You know,
Um,
take back to the circus, huh?
Yep, taking it back to the circus, and fortunately for them, and unfortunately for us, um, the Crawford Canelo fight added a rejuvenation and um a hope for boxing to a degree that I think the Jake and Tank fight will get some goodwill from people that were ready to not tune in to the Jake and Tank fight. You know what I mean? Like, so basically, like, people that was like, "Hey, I'm over this Jake Paul nonsense and whatever." there might be people that watched that last fight and now they're hopeful that this Jake and Tank fight will be legit, even though like Jake outweighs Tank by like 30 pounds
Yeah.
and is like almost a foot taller. Like it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
this shit is a sideshow, man.
Yeah.
I don't like. This is terrible, man. Come see the man with three eyes. You know what I'm saying? Come see the bearded woman.
Like remember when Nate
Come on.
like remember when Nate Robinson fought Jake Paul?
I remember. I remember where this started, Mark. I'm
Yes.
not gonna forget.
Like this is like I feel like this is a full circle moment because it's like, well, you fought Nate Robinson. Now you're fighting Nate Robinson with actual boxing skills.
That's funny. Yeah.
Like that's basically you're fighting a guy that's the same size as Nate Robinson. Just this dude actually has boxing skills. Like,
Man,
well, I shouldn't say
I
just
have
has
no interest
boxing
in watching
skills.
this. I want to be very clear. I have no interest in watching this. They're not. I mean, I'm not bootlegging it. I'm not doing nothing, Mark. I'm just
Oh,
not
you
going to
don't
watch
have to. It's on Netflix. So
look,
you
look,
got to do
I
it.
don't care. Even if I didn't have a Netflix account, I'm not going. I'm not borrowing nobody's Netflix. I'm not going to nobody's house. I'm not. There's nothing. I'm not watching it. I don't care how available or unavailable it is, Mark. I'm just don't care
Yeah,
how free it is either. I'm not watching it. Okay,
yeah.
be
And
very
I
clear.
will, and I'm going to address this now. Saying a man that has boxing skills about Tank feels disrespectful.
It
Like,
might. Yeah.
right,
It's a
like
bit
Tank
disrespectful.
is Tank is more than a man with boxing
But the
skills.
man is disrespecting himself getting in the ring with Jake Paul. So I mean, it all evens out, Mark. You know what I'm saying? Because Tank gonna take that fall for that money. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
he
I'm
is.
saying?
Or maybe in the contract they said is, hey, we're going to work it down to a draw. Who
Hey,
knows?
look, man, that man is on his Denzel shit. I'm from around. Wait,
I'm gonna
I'm
leave
leaving
here
here
with
with
something.
something. You know what I'm saying? He on his Denzel right now. Yeah, that's all. That's all he's focused on. He's focused on leaving here with something. All right, so
Yeah,
Tank is running from Stevenson. Come on, man. Look, I am tired of the Tank and Stevenson back and forth, dog. I need them to fight. I need them to fight already.
here's
Don't.
the here's the thing, man. Tank retired, and not only did Tank retire, but he unretired to take this fight. The thing about that is Tank doesn't. If I was Tank, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting Shakur. Like there's no money in fighting Shakur. Like I'm just not getting in the ring to. Like once you reach that status and that championship level, I'm not getting in the ring unless there's money in worth getting in the ring
Like,
against you.
well, I mean, what do people say? It gonna take more than that to get me out of the bed,
Right.
right? Like just for me to get up and listen to the idea of it, it's got to be more money on the table. So
Right. There's no like there like
no, you're right. It's not a fight that people are gonna run out to go see.
right like nobody's paying for that fight. Like boxing fans
Yeah,
will watch that fight,
I
but
want to see the fight, but that doesn't mean anything.
yeah, but the pay-per-view not wanting that fight, you take it to Netflix, the money that they offer you to make that fight is not going to be the same.
Hmm.
None of that. Like you're not going to be able to sell out a fight. You're not going to be able to sell out the stadium for that fight. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't matter.
yeah,
Like
right.
so, I understand why that fight hasn't happened, and it's not a running thing. It's
Yeah.
the
I don't think it's a running thing either, and that's why I just don't like the Tank is running from
right.
Shakur stuff. Look, man, y'all have said that before, and Tank has cleaned up people before. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it, it- you know, I watched Tank go up 3 weight classes to fight somebody. I don't like. You're gonna have to give me more evidence if you want me to believe that Tank is running from Shakur.
Yeah. Like
Um, but yeah,
good.
no, that
You was
was it.
about to. All right. So moving on. Week 2 of the NFL is in the books. And so far, The NFL has been fantastic. Sean, you wanted to get something out about how great the NFL has been through 2 weeks. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. Shoot, man. First 2 weeks of the NFL, I've been. It's been very apparent. It's not just like, oh, geez, you know what? I look back. No, it's been very apparent that these have been great games. In week one, I felt like pretty much every game was great. Week two, they follow it up with an even better week. You know, there was a lot of suspense at the end of most games. We had some surprises. It was everything. It's everything. And then to cap it all off, the streak, the years long streak of bad Thursday night games. I don't know, man. They 2 for 2 right now, as of right now. So I haven't quite looked at the schedule for future Thursday night games, but at this point, I feel like there's been entertainment in games that I thought weren't even going to be entertaining. Like, for example, I didn't think the Broncos Colts was going to be entertaining. That was an amazing game. Okay, so we're getting entertainment out of teams and quarterbacks and players that we weren't really expecting. And me and Mark talked about this offline, and one thing that Mark notices, hey man, there's a lot of division games that happened earlier in the season within these first 2 weeks. So it usually, if you guys have been following those division games, they usually try to force most of them to be towards the end of the season. They'll sprinkle in a couple in the middle of the season, but they really don't be trying to have the division games happen until everybody's got their legs under them. And it seems like them forcing some of these division games in the beginning of the season happened to be the correct formula to get these guys to show up, because week one, you have a division game and these division games matter. So they might have figured out the Rubik's cube of how to get these guys to be game ready week one without them having to go through any preseason or rigorous camp. So shout out to the NFL for figuring out a way to get us good football in the beginning weeks of the NFL season.
Yeah, man. Great games this past weekend. Um, Great NFL action. We had one team recover from a blowout. I mean, one team who we thought like maybe they're not as good, and then they recovered to score 50 points. Um, so want to kind of talk about that. Um, Detroit Lions versus the Chicago Bears. One of the divisional games that was played this past weekend, and Chicago Bears hang. I mean, Detroit hangs 50 something on the Bears, and I think they have like the most 50-point games like in the last 2 seasons or something like that. Something stupid like that. Some
Hmm. Yep.
some dumb quote like that. And what's funny is that I saw um I saw a tweet, well not a tweet, I saw an article saying how does it like how is the conversation about Caleb Williams and how bad he is when the Bears defense gives up 52, and it's like, well, feels pretty easy to understand that if you are not staying on the field on offense, then it makes it pretty easy for, it gives the other team a lot of opportunities to just keep scoring. And here's a stat for you, Sean. Since last year, um, the Bears have punted the most out of
Hmm.
any team. They have punted 92 times. That is the
That's a
most.
lot.
That's the most in the NFL. Um,
I hope they paying that man.
Torrey Taylor, which is the Chicago Bears punter, since being drafted, has 4,177 yards punting. Caleb
Uh,
Williams has 3,958 yards passing. The punt,
That's nasty. That's nasty, Mark. I don't know
punter
which
has
way you want to
more
go with that.
yards.
It's just disgusting.
The punter has more yards passing. I mean, more yards punting than the quarterback has passing since they both were drafted in 2024. That's crazy.
Here's a stat for you.
Nope, 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 nope. Gotta stop right here.
Go for it.
Gotta stop right here because this is the perfect thing that we've been talking about. This is the exactly what we've been talking about, or what we wanted to talk about with the fact of
Uh,
fiction
yeah.
episode right here. Caleb is
Mm-hmm.
going through what Baker went through. Every
Mm,
year, it's a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. Well, first of
mm.
all, Robert, it's not every year because this is only year two. Second of all, there is a such thing as just being bad at your job or currently not understanding what your job is. And like as far as Caleb goes, holding on to the ball too long has nothing to do with your coordinator. You should have an internal clock that says get rid of it. Uh, I've been sitting here with the ball, running backwards for forever
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your coordinator.
Yeah. I
That's a
was gonna
you.
say,
That's a you
not
thing.
feeling pressure, right, Mark? Not having pocket presence is different than sitting in the pocket and realizing it's been 8 seconds, man. My offensive line got they can't they either holding somebody or I'm getting hit. Like there's no
Right.
reason why I should have this much time. Like yes, there's a difference, man.
Right. Running backwards and stuff. No. Hey, and also the coordinator has you. Robert, are you aware that like Baker Mayfield in the beginning of his career, Caleb Williams has the most overthrow. He has the most off-target passes in the league currently. Like I had the stat somewhere.
He
I
definitely had that in week one. It
Yeah.
was remember how we talked about he started off 10 for 10 in week
Right.
one and then it went downhill after that. To be clear, if I'm not mistaken, after going 10 for 10, he had like seven pass off passes. I
Yeah.
was like, you know how much that is for a single game?
Right.
You know how much that is for having like 23 or 24 attempts? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Well, hey Rob, you said I get that. I get that too. I'm just saying it's year two and second play caller. I was never sold on him for the pros. Well, guess what? You know what happened? Jalen Hurts is also a person that has had a different coordinator every single year in the NFL. He's had a different
including
coordinator.
this year.
He had a different coordinator since college. Like since his last year at Alabama, he's had a different coordinator. Like so he's been working with different people every single year and yet somehow he manages to win games. He may not always light the world on fire with his arm, but he manages to control the pocket, control everything and win games. So there's a difference there. But you were saying, Sean?
I was
Or you
going
was
to
about
say,
to say?
not only just, I want to get even more specific. If you want to talk to me about off throws, overthrown passes,
Mm-hmm.
balls in the dirt, you want to talk to me about, scrambling, running around, looking lost, and all these things, right? And saying that maybe it's due to the coordinators. I can tell you for a fact that I've never seen excuse me, Jalen Hurts do any of these things. I've never seen Jalen Hurts just having back-to-back games where he's just overthrowing or underthrowing everything. I've never seen him uh, running backwards and taking a bag sack. I've never seen him go through these challenges that you're telling me might be caused by different coordinators in different years, and he went through the same thing. Like, yes, we can take into account that those things could have an effect, but we also, like Mark said, we have to still have the ability to say that my eyes are telling me that this is not a strong suit of this person or this is something that this person does bad. your eyes still, you still have to be able to make that discernment and not be afraid to say what it is just because he's in a situation to where it's not favorable for him in a way of playing under a new coordinator, because some of these things aren't related to that. Like you said, um, like to me, an overthrow is an overthrow. You can tell when an off pass is an off pass because of timing or
Hmm.
because of a lack of chemistry. The things that I was seeing, the passes that I was watching Caleb miss had nothing to do with chemistry, because all the chemistry in the world was there in the beginning of the game for game one. And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared after he made one bad pass and started pouting. Like, to me, that has nothing to do with the coordinator.
Right. Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
the way that he sulks, the way that all that it has something to do with him. And but I do like the Baker Mayfield comparison there,
it's
only because this brings up again things that we already wanted to talk about, right,
yes,
Sean? So, um, because another person that is being talked about is Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield put on a spectacular performance on Monday Night
yeah.
Football to win the game. And people, there was a tweet that went out that said, um, social media basically will have you thinking that um, that this dude was terrible. Like, oh no, it said
It
social
said
media.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s father
Yeah,
had all of social media, or because of social media, had everybody thinking that this dude was a terrible quarterback.
right. And it's like, no, two things can be true at the same time. Is Baker Mayfield good, borderline great now? Yes.
Yes,
But was he bad then? Yes. Those both can be true. He he has greatly improved since his time in Cleveland. Like we watched him overthrow Jarvis Landry. We watched him overthrow Odell Beckham. We watched him not see them wide open on plays and then him take off and try to do something with his legs. We watched him just not be good at the quarterbacking job at that time in his career.
yeah.
We also watched him be very arrogant coming into the league and talking brash and speaking in a way as if nobody could stop him or do anything, which is very much so what Caleb did coming into the league with the whole hey, you won't be punting much uh and all the other stuff that he had to say coming into the league. You know what's
That,
crazy?
that man's on the Hall of Fame trajectory now, the punter. But just
Yeah.
go ahead.
You know what's crazy? I need players to stop lying. Like like I don't know why that feels like a cool thing for you to say. Like oh, like uh which is slower or faster, and then they like yeah, the NFL is definitely slower than uh than college. I need y'all to stop lying because every one of y'all that has ever said that
Never worked out.
went on to be terrible those years.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, Anthony Richardson, like Baker Mayfield. I can you guys that have said that and has talked about how like oh these NFL players they not ready for you and all that stuff. You guys went on to be just trash at the job. So I need that to not be a thing anymore, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Mark, this is where I want to bring this up because we're gonna continue on with this topic like we wanted to, right?
mhm.
So in the Baker Mayfield thing, I'm so glad that you brought up Baker Mayfield, Rob, because here's exactly this is the term that I was gonna bring up to you, Mark. I saved for the show. It's the Baker Mayfield effect. Okay, it's the Baker Mayfield effect. It makes you think that because you saw somebody have success for one season after being terrible for 4 seasons, it makes you believe, you know what? Maybe they were just in the wrong situation. three different times on three different teams. Maybe they were just in the wrong situation, Mark, right?
Right.
And that's what happened with Sam Darnold. Everybody was like, man, it's so good to see Sam Darnold. See, they were wrong about Sam Darnold. Oh man, he's in the MVP conversation after week 5. Yeah, it was a lot going on with Sam Darnold, and everybody was loving Sam Darnold, and everybody was already saying, look, the NFL got it wrong. See, guys, he was just in the wrong situation. And then even let's fast forward, Mark. Let's talk. I'm gonna barely talk on it, but let's fast forward part past the part where he ended the season absolutely horrendous. Let's forget about the point to where he turned into a pumpkin in the last 5 weeks, including the playoffs. Okay, let's forget about that. Let's fast forward. Oh man, they're letting him go for JJ. I know they drafted JJ McCarthy, but man, that's crazy. Oh man, Seattle got Sam Darnold. Oh, you guys are saying Seattle moving on from Geno and taking Sam Darnold. I'm telling you, it's going to be something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was hyped for it, and I'm telling you, after 2 weeks, I have not seen anything, and I'm not saying he's playing bad. Mark probably saying he's playing bad, but what I'm saying is I have not seen anything that lets me know, not even a flash mark that says, man, this is our guy. There's nothing. I didn't see anything in 2 weeks that says there's a chance that this could be our guy. Okay. So the problem is we've seen it with him, we've seen it with Case Keenum, we've seen it. There's a bunch of quarterbacks that we've seen it with. And but if you want to just talk recently, I'm looking at Sam Darnold and and because one person was able to do it, because Baker Mayfield was that guy that was able to make the necessary changes in was given, let's be honest, he was given multiple opportunities to grow starting jobs. He left Cleveland, he went straight into a starting job with the Carolina Panthers, right? So he was given opportunities, and he made the best of those opportunities in changing the way that he was going about his business as a quarterback.
Yeah,
Okay.
Baker Mayfield was doing stuff like helping. He was helping run the second team defense. Like he was like covering people on defense and stuff. Like he was doing stuff differently.
Yeah.
He approached the game differently. He approached it with less arrogance, and that led to him being better. Or yeah, not just better, but a better player, better teammate, all that.
And Rob, you said he isn't trash now, but he's also surrounded by with a great receiving core. Look, I'm trying to tell you the reason why he has a job in Tampa right now is because of how well he did with the absolutely horrendous situation in Carolina. He didn't have a world-breaking year, a season, but he, for what it was and for what he was given in only being there brand new to a brand new system and being able to win like 8 games, like in the way that he was able to will them to victory towards the end of some of those games and able to get the most out of the players on offense, something changed, right? Something changed, and they saw it, and they said, you know what? Tampa said we're going to sign Baker Mayfield. Y'all, I don't know if you guys realize it, but they signed Baker Mayfield to a multi-year contract after the Carolina year. Like they saw something, okay? Something changed with Baker Mayfield, okay? You can't just say, oh, well, he's got receivers in Tampa. The things that I'm watching him do have nothing
Yeah,
to
he
do with
started.
receivers.
Yeah, he started with the Rams, Sean.
Oh, Rams, my bad,
With
my
the
bad.
Panthers, he was in a backup role, and with
Okay,
the
so maybe I'm
Rams,
thinking
where
about
he
the
started.
Rams situation then.
Yeah, you're
But
thinking of the Rams
but,
situation.
but yeah, well, actually, no, I remember that he came in with the Rams. He played the second half of the season. He got traded to the Rams and played like the second half of the season and won games until he got hurt.
Right.
Right? And it was crazy. He was winning games that they had no business winning. Right? So, but the point is, I'm not going to let you just say he had great receivers here at Tampa. Did you watch the game? Did you watch the game this weekend? There was things that he was doing that has nothing to do with the receivers. Okay,
Yeah.
there's plays that he's making. Okay,
Yeah,
look,
he's better, but
he's better. We're not going to sit here. I'm not
yeah,
going to say Baker's not trash. I'm going to say Baker's good. Okay, Baker's one of the quarterbacks that I trust in this league.
Now, uh, Sean. With
Yeah,
that being said, is Daniel Jones one of the quarterbacks you trust in this league?
absolutely not yet. I'm not. I don't want to sound like a hater, Mark. But this is how. Matter of fact, I'm glad that you brought it back home, Mark, because this is how this conversation started. This is how we started before when we were thinking about topics. And I'm like, they calling this man Indiana Jones. He got a nickname. It's week 2, Mark.
Yeah.
It's week 2. He got a
I
nickname.
don't even understand the Indiana. Oh, because it's in Indiana. Now,
Yeah,
for
just
some reason,
it's a
it
terrible
didn't
nickname,
make no
Mark. That's
sense.
why you don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. It's so on the nose. He's in Indiana and his last name is Joe. It's a terrible nickname, Mark.
Yeah,
Okay, you got to come up with something better. Like Sonic and Knuckles is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
don't come to me with no Indiana Jones. Like, it's just, you know what? Let me start here. It started. This conversation started because I got a message from somebody that said, "Hey, man, the Indianapolis Colts haven't punted yet this season." And I knew that the message was sent to me not because of how impressive it was for the Indiana Colts, for the Indianapolis Colts. It was purely because it was almost to say, look, look at Daniel Jones. And look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the games. My wife is a Colts fan. I watched the games, man. And what I'm telling you is that offense, all watching them play has made me it just I have a lot of respect for Shane Steichen. I already had respect for him before, but I have way more respect for him now because he's making Daniel Jones look amazing. Okay. And I'm watching the throws that Daniel Jones is making. Somebody's coming across the front of the formation, 3 yards deep. He's throwing it to them. They're catching it in stride and they're getting 15 yards off of it. And it's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Look at Daniel Jones go. But, but with that said, if you actually watch the games, then I have not seen Daniel Jones make any throws that are high level throws. Did you see the highlight of that Matt Stafford throw to Devontae Adams, Mark?
No.
Oh, he had a linebacker around 10 yards deep, or maybe like 8 yards deep. There was a safety that was down in the box that was sitting maybe 2 yards deeper than a linebacker and maybe 3 yards to the left. And Devontae Adams had man coverage on his hip, no separation, coming behind both of those guys. He was able to halfway look. He looked the linebacker off long enough for to freeze him. And then when he looked over to throw it to Devontae Adams hadn't even passed by the safety yet, let alone the linebacker. He throws it sidearm. The linebacker reaches over. It's a half inch away from his fingertips, and the dude that was draped on Devontae Adams reached his hand out to try to break it up. It was perfectly thrown. Devontae Adams catches it diving on the ground. Like that's it's not like Daniel Jones is making those throws. Okay, he's playing pitch and catch out there, and his completion percentage is high when you look at the stat box. But when you look at the stat box, you see 25 completions for 230 yards, which lets you know he's throwing a bunch of short passes and whatever little extra yards they get. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, don't just look at these stat boxes. Don't sit here and okay, I'm gonna wrap this up because this is the point I need to make. The same way that you guys can look at Sam Darnold, Robert, the same way you guys can look at Sam Darnold and look at Baker Mayfield and say, hey man, he looked bad because he was in a bad situation. Is it possible that he looked bad because he was in a bad situation? Yeah, it works both ways. You have to be able to sit there and say, hey, man, is it possible that Daniel Jones looks good because of the coordinator? Is
Right.
it possible? This is a 1 year situation. It's not like we have a 2 or 3 year history of Daniel Jones playing like this. He played like this for 2 games.
Right.
We watched Sam Darnold fall off. We're watching Sam Darnold look like he does right now. Give it
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Like, and here's
In
the
the
thing.
Niners, real quick, the Niners situation, Kyle Shanahan is not the only coordinator or offensive mind that deserves the respect that says they can make a quarterback look better than they really are. And I'm telling you right now, Shane Steichen is a guy. Sean McVay is a guy. I like Matt LaFleur. There's guys out there, okay? And I feel like you guys ain't giving them enough credit trying to tell me about Daniel Jones, man. All right. Well,
Well,
that's enough for that. Go ahead.
all
What you
right.
got?
So, like, one thing I want to say is about Sam Darnold, real quick. Just on the Sam Darnold conversation is like you have to be mindful because people will say, like, "Oh, he looked bad there." Now, mind you, Sam Darnold has been in the league for 7 years. For seven. And you're like, well, he does. So if you want to talk about now, like, look, he doesn't look as bad as he did in the Jets. Like, I would hope so. I would hope so, because he's been in the league and has 7 years of opportunity in the league, and now he's barely at adequacy. Like, that lets you know that he was truly trash. Like, he went from garbage to, oh, okay, he's passable. If you're 7 years into the league, you need to be more than passable. That's a lot of experience time to just be only be passable at this stage.
Hmm.
So I don't, and if he was still looking, I don't expect anyone to still look like they did in year 1 or 2 um in year 7. You better
Yes.
have learned something by year 7. There's only one person that I would ever think would still look the same, and that's what's his name from the Raiders, the one that the first round bust that never
Oh,
over
Jamarcus
the,
Russell. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
Jamarcus Russell. That's
hey,
the only person I would
hey,
ever
yeah.
expect to look the exact same.
Did you watch that DVD? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I studied up for the game, coach.
Yeah,
Hey, Michael Vick. Hey, you still in the plastic wrap?
yeah, but
Like,
never looked at it, not once.
hey, look, man, look.
Like,
But
we sent you, like, yo, they did a sting operation on that dude. They sent him a video that had
blank
nothing on it.
DVD.
Yeah, they sent him a blank DVD and he said he watched it. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So real quick. And to your point, I want to make this point. This is Daniel Jones' seventh season, man. This is his seventh season, man. He's coming up. He's about to. He's coming up on looking for his third contract, man. I would hope that he looked better than Anthony Richardson. You know what I mean? I would hope that he can do better than a 40 to 41-year-old Joe Flacco. Um,
Absolutely.
Especially with Daniel Jones' level of athleticism and arm talent. And when I'm saying arm talent, I'm talking arm strength, his ability to, you know, and this is the crazy thing. I'm over here telling you I didn't see Daniel Jones make any throws these first 2 weeks. I've seen Daniel Jones make some impressive throws over his time when he was with the Giants. I'm not even seeing that, right? So, but yes, at year 7 mark, I would hope that he's able to run the offensive scheme that Shane Steichen has for him in to where people are either running free because they're schemed open, or he's putting them in a position to get a lot of yards after the catch. I would hope that he will be able to run that type of a system. So yeah, after 7 years. So no knock on Daniel Jones. Um, if he continues to perform, or if he shows me something that I can look at with my eyes, Mark, that shows me that he has improved in ways that in areas that he suffered, in previously, then I will be willing to sit down and have a conversation and talk about the um the elevation of Daniel Jones' play. But as of right now, I see somebody who's being protected by the play calling and being put in the very best position to get the most out of him by an intelligent offensive play caller.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, man, we'll see how this
Oh
goes
man,
for these guys. Maybe these guys can continue. But what's up?
that big jersey, man.
Oh, but yeah, we'll see if any of this can continue for these guys. But a lot more quarterbacks are going to get opportunities to showcase that they're more than meets the eye.
Hmm.
because there was a lot of injuries this past weekend, man. Um, Quarterbacks went down. Um, Jaden Daniels went down.
Terrible loss.
Yeah, terrible.
Look, I know who I'm picking against in the survival pool next week. But go look, hey, call it what you want, man. Did they say Marcus Mariota coming in? No,
Yep.
Carson Wentz. Is it
No,
Marcus
no.
Mariota?
Carson Wentz is coming in for JJ McCarthy. JJ
Oh, my bad.
McCarthy
Yeah,
also went down.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Mark. Does it? I don't think it matters.
Brock
Look,
Purdy is
Washington ain't doing nothing with that roster.
Brock
They're not
Purdy is
doing nothing with
currently
that
out,
roster. Yep.
and Justin Fields went down with a concussion. Justin Fields has the least of all the players that were injured over this past weekend.
Hmm.
With a concussion, there's a chance that he may play this following season. But I mean uh,
Over the week.
this following week. Not thank you,
I noticed that.
but I believe that they already announced that Tyrod Taylor will be the starter for the Jets. So I guess their plan is even if Justin Fields is healthy, they're going, or if he's cleared, they're going to start Tyrod Taylor anyway.
I
Um,
can't wait to watch Tyrod Taylor play some more, dog. Let that man keep getting his opportunities, dog. But
hey, hey, I here's the thing: Tyrod Taylor and Jameis Winston, they're the only, well, particularly Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is the only, um, I guess Tyler Taylor and Tyler Huntley, they would be the only um roaming quarterbacks that are still in the league that are black. Like generally, you don't
yeah,
see
you're
those
right.
guys stick around. Like if you didn't work out, then you're ushered out. But like Tyrod Taylor is still sticking around. Like he's pulling the Chase Daniels, and
Mhm.
where they just, oh, you still in the league? You're still a backup somewhere? That's crazy. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like that's
It's not even a Fitzpatrick thing. At least you understood with Fitzpatrick. Every time he's the backup, your starter is guaranteed to get hurt, and then he's guaranteed to go on a win streak sometime. Like you always knew when Fitzpatrick was on the team, but like you said, you're like, oh wow, I forgot that. I didn't even like since Tyrod Taylor got jabbed in the lung. I
yeah.
haven't heard anything about Tyrod Taylor, and then now you're like, hey man, he about to be starting for the Jets. I'm like, oh, that's wow. That's
The only
crazy.
thing I heard about Tyrod Taylor was him kicking Dre out of his house. Like
Yeah, that is true.
that was it.
That
That
is
was it.
true.
Like but uh Troy says Josh Johnson. Oh, but here's the thing about Josh.
He should not be in the league, and he shouldn't have been here this long.
But here's the thing about Josh. Josh was the dude for the Vikings last year when Sam got hurt, right? Or was it somebody else? But the dude with alopecia is the dude I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking about Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. Josh,
See, I don't even know where he's at, but I think
no, I
he's a
know,
I
I
think
know
he's a
where
good
he's at.
guy.
He is with New England,
Oh, okay.
and the only reason why I know he's with New England is because there was a Stefan Diggs video, and he was walking by, and I was like, oh, there go Josh
You know
Dobbs.
exactly who that is when he walked by.
Yeah, so like, but the thing about Josh Dobbs is he was like working for NASA or some nonsense.
Yeah, he's an actual rocket
Yeah,
scientist.
and then got pulled back into the NFL by the Vikings. Like so he left and was doing some other stuff and ended up getting pulled back in. So that he doesn't even quite fall under that
No, he
category.
doesn't. You're absolutely right about the Tyler Huntley and Tyler. Look, Tyler Huntley is always the backup to
For
some team that has a mobile quarterback. He's
right.
always going to be
He's the
that.
mobile quarterback backup. That's it.
He's the default. He's the default mobile quarterback backup. And then it's weird because Tyrod is always the hey, we have a young quarterback, but we're not sure if we want to start him right now. He's that guy because remember he
Right.
came in and played the first set of games before Baker played. He played those first set of games before Herbert played. When the second they got unsure about Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor was the backup. He got hurt, and then Tyrod came in. Like he's always there looming if you have a young quarterback that you're not sure about. Like, and then look at this. They have Justin Fields, which I'm sure they're not 1,000% sure about, and then you got Tyrod Taylor as the backup. It just is what it is, man. It's two constants.
Yeah, man.
But
It's
shout out to both of them.
no Huntley isn't in Baltimore. Last I checked, Huntley was he was in with the
I'm
he
trying to
was with
remember
the
where
Dolphins
Hollywood
last year, I believe. He got traded to the Dolphins last year, I believe, and I don't know where he is now. But
Um, I'm trying to look now. He, um,
but I don't know how I even got on that tangent. Like what
oh
happened?
no, you were talking about people getting hurt, which brings
Oh,
me to the main
oh
point
back
of this,
no
Mark. Because
back
you
to
you left somebody out of the injuries.
who?
The main person that you want to talk about.
Oh, Joe Burrow. I said Joe Burrow.
You did say him. I didn't hear you say
Yeah,
him earlier.
Joe
But
Burrow.
let's talk about Joe Burrow,
Yeah,
Mark.
but let's talk about Joe Burrow. Um, Joe Burrow. Here's my issue with Joe Burrow is teams should not they should not draft people that that they're not ready for or not ready to build around properly. Like again, I brought this up many times before. Jamar Chase, as great as he is, was a luxury pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. And if you were to draft Jamar Chase, every pick after Jamar Chase should have been an offensive lineman. Every single one of them. And and then the next season, oh, these guys didn't work out. Every pick, offensive lineman. Like that's just basically how you have to work that because you like if Joe Burrow is your prize. You have to protect it. Like you can't do nothing without Joe Burrow. Like so you have to put something around him. Joe Burrow doesn't have the pieces around him. And then the fool is running around in basketball sneakers.
Hmm.
Like this is a side and a little bit of a rant. But I feel as though it's foolish for any NFL player to be running around um, in basketball shoes with cleats at the bottom. Like
Yeah,
these are not the proper athletic wear for football. You should not be running around in Jordan 1s playing football. Hell, you shouldn't be running around in Jordan 1s playing basketball.
I was just gonna say that it's not even a viable sneaker for basketball, and it's a basketball sneaker. It should absolutely be outlawed for
Right.
you to play football in them. It's just, have you ever look, man, Mark? I'm not even gonna hold you. Love Jordan ones. If I'm doing anything that requires me to wear them for longer than 30 minutes to an hour, I'm not putting them on. I don't even like having them on that long or just walking or standing in them
Right.
that long. Like, you're wild for playing a whole football game like that.
Insane, man. It like I do not understand that. Like does like you watched Joe and I'm not saying that the athlete his footwear has anything necessarily to do with his turf toe. Cuz I don't know, but I will say it didn't help. It didn't help. Like I've worn I wore Jordan ones. And I'm like this is not a great comfort like
Mhm.
at all. Like so I'm trying to play football in them. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
But
Look, Jordan's 11s, 12s, and 6s. Like, I wouldn't do them as 6s. 11 and 12s ain't that. Like, now you're talking about better quality of sneaker. But, but look, man. Look, I'm gonna add some context to this, man. Did you see the close up picture of them joints, man?
yeah, they took
It looked like he hired his cousin to turn it into a cleat, man.
Yeah.
I've seen Jordans as cleats, and these were the worst quality, like sneakers to cleats transformation that I've ever seen, Mark. These were terrible. They looked like they were going to fall apart before the end of the season, man. Like I want to be clear, like you shouldn't be doing it anyway, but if you're gonna do it, go get a professional or something. I don't know who he paid to do this, Mark, but shit looked terrible.
Hold on, I'll pull it
You
up.
gonna see if you can find a picture.
No, I have it. I'm just pulling it up for
Yeah,
everybody
please
to
do
see.
because I know I'm talking about it, but you have to see it, man. They ripped off the Nike sign off of the side of it. This
Yeah,
is
like no,
hanging out all over the place.
they flat out, like you could see where the stitching was. Like
Yeah,
this
this
was
is
some sort of
terrible,
custom level job.
dog.
Hold
I'm
on.
not lying when I said it looked like his cousin did it for him. Like he
Give
could have
me,
asked me, I would have made a better cleat. You know what I'm saying?
give me 2 seconds,
See,
y'all.
see, Robert, I'm glad that you're knowledgeable on this. I need you to look at this close up. I need you to look at this picture, Rob. He
Hold
said
on.
I saw that they go look fake. Look, man. We need y'all to see this.
All right, there we go. Got it.
Okay, let's get
God
this up
damn,
here, Mark.
I need new batteries in my mouse.
Mm,
All right. Oh, let me. What is happening here? I
that's
don't know.
interesting. I don't remember that being like that, Mark.
Yeah, like I
I
don't know why my face is over there like that.
don't know why either. That's crazy. Who
All
the
right.
hell? Hey,
All right, so look, you can see here on the shoe, like look at the orange in the back of the at the Achilles where the white is. You can see where they just kind of cut off the Nike logo there, because you can see the black sticking out of it. Yeah. So this is
I'm gonna be clear. I know exactly what sneaker this is because this is the first pair of exclusive drop Jordans that my daughter wanted that she got. These are the shattered backboard Jordans. These right here, the sneaker by itself costs about 400. Okay, so you went and got an exclusive Jordan sneaker,
and
turned it
then
into an
they
ugly
probably
ass,
took the sole off and then
yeah, defiled it, right?
and glued on a new sole.
Yeah, defiled it. Like this is like for a sneakerhead community. I know if anybody is a sneakerhead and seen this picture, they're just like, "Yo, what the hell did he do? What did he do that for?" Like, it just everything is wrong about this dog. I don't like it, man. But yeah,
But
but
anyway,
with that said, you wanted to talk about teams drafting players that they don't have any plans to properly build around.
yeah, absolutely. Like that's the biggest thing there is like teams they get players, don't really build around them, or don't have the resources to support them, and now you find yourselves in situations that you shouldn't be in.
Yeah,
Um, like for instance, the Raiders have Ashton Genty. You don't have an offensive line. You have Ashton Genty, no offensive line. You have um, Geno Smith back there. Can't can't do nothing because you don't have
he,
an offensive line.
he's not a mobile quarterback. Geno Smith is not a mobile quarterback. You can't have no offensive line there.
Yeah. So like it's all of it is um unfortunate. It's the same thing that happened with Saquon when he joined the Giants. Like I mean, I guess you was close, but you were closer to being poised for him back then. But then you didn't address the offensive line after year one, and you continue to this day to not address your offensive line in a way that you should. So I don't know. I feel like I if I seem disinterested about it, it's probably because I'm beating a dead horse when I talk about it. Like I don't understand how teams find themselves in these places, Sean. I just
Yeah,
don't.
I don't either. And like I said, I want to bring up a stat, and this is coming up. We want I wanted to talk about this now in week two because with so much going on around the NFL, you got the injuries, you got Green Bay. looking like a legit contender because defensively they're just shutting shit down, and offensively they're still able to put up 27 points a game. There's a lot going on in the NFL right now, and people, mainstream media hasn't quite gotten around to Ashton Genty yet. Especially with all the Travis Hunter talk and the Shador talk. I'm telling you, week 3 is probably going to be the week, and I wanted to talk about it first. So that's why we're talking about Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty is averaging about 2 yards per carry right now after 2 games. And when I watch it, when I've seen what I've seen, I'm like, I just think there's nothing there. It's not like there's a hole there. He missed it. Or, man, he's not getting to the outside quick enough. Every time I look at him touch the ball, there's somebody in his face. And, you know, and I already know the casual person that's not watching Raiders games is somebody, and I'm saying casual, that is to include the casual mainstream media guys that are going to say, man, what's going on with Ashton Genty? Is he a bust? The conversations are going to start, but really, those conversations just let the organizations off the hook. So there was a stat that I saw from a video. It said they have an advanced analytics stack for run stuffs. Right
Hmm.
now, the Raiders on 25% of their run plays, they're getting their they said their average yards gained before contact is -2. Or I'm saying -2. I think it's in the negatives. Okay, they're not getting any positive yards before contact. Okay,
Hmm.
and then the runs are stopping 25% of the time. The run gets stopped for a negative gain. So I mean, if that's what's happening, then there's nothing that he can do about that. Which like brings up the point: if they knew that their offensive line needed help, then why the heck are you drafting a running back, a talented running back, 6 overall?
Right.
You have no business doing that. And the only thing that you had possibly to help them is a quarterback because your wide receivers aren't there. I mean, you got some decent ones, but not good enough to overcome anything. So now you got a quarterback that can't move the ball, and then they're saying, okay, well, let's try to run the ball. That's not going to happen either. If we know the quarterback don't got time to throw, and you try to run it, then that's it. We can load up the box. You know what I'm saying? We could do whatever we want at this time. Quarterback's not going to have time to throw anyway. Our defense is in the backfield every time they hand the ball off. They're going to get whatever they want. It's an unfortunate situation for somebody that talented. And for anybody that would want to bring up Saquon, I'll tell you this: 2020, Saquon averaged 1.8 yards a carry before he got hurt.
Mm.
That's 19 carries for 34 yards. He got hurt quickly, one game. That's all it took. Okay, you have 2021. He did not play a full season. He had 3.7 yards per carry. Okay,
Hmm.
2023, he was at the last year with the New York Giants. He averaged 3.9 yards a carry.
Mm.
Okay, it can happen to the best of running backs. Okay, so that's a situation that I just want to get out ahead of it. So when you guys hear them talking crazy about Aston Genty, because they're about to, what I'm saying, you actually understand what's actually going on. It's just you have a stupid organization drafting backwards.
Hmm. Yeah.
Shout out to the Bengals though. They're really putting on a clinic on how to do it wrong.
Yeah. They. Hey, man. I never thought I would see a team be better at doing it wrong than the Raiders or the Jets, but here we are.
I saw Rob talking about Brock Bowers is there. But look, Brock or bust. What are we doing? If your best chance of winning the game is force feeding your tight end, that's not it, man.
Right.
I've seen the team do that, except for the Patriots, but they had Gronk. Like it's a different ball game, sir. They had Gronk and they had the GOAT quarterback. Like you don't have neither one of those. Brock Bowers is nice, but he ain't no Gronk, man. Look. All right, so yeah. Did you? There was something else that somebody brought up earlier. I don't know if we talked about it, but it was something that I wanted to bring up or talk about. I'm going through the comments here. Um, do you want to talk about uh, Kyler Murray?
Well, what about him?
You didn't see him? He posted a photo of
Oh no!
him wearing a big jersey
The
with the
big
pit
thing.
bull.
Nah, I don't want to do that.
What's wrong with him, man?
I
What's
don't.
wrong with him, Mark?
I don't. I don't. He thinks he's funny, I guess, and like you.
This is why they never going to win nothing, Mark. This is like I'm upset. I'm genuinely upset because the first thing that you know what the craziest thing is? The first thing that came to my mind, Mark, was Call of Duty. I
Yeah.
saw him with a Michael Vick jersey on, with a pit bull in front of him, and the first thing I thought was, "This is that Call of Duty playing motherfucker." Like, this is exactly who he is.
Mm.
Like, dog, you trolling the organization right now. They think they got a franchise quarterback. Clearly, you're not mature.
mm.
You know, and then I got to listen to people talk about what Marvin Harrison Jr. ain't doing. I can tell you what ain't happening. Kyler Murray don't even look at him.
Yeah.
I'm just like shout prayers up for Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully he get out of that situation, man.
Shout out to Trey McBride though.
Yeah. Trey is winning some leagues again. Back like he never left. But no, that's the comment that I saw. It wasn't nothing important, but
Okay. Um. Look, I don't really have anything else. I mean, I guess let's actually. I do have something else. I'm
did you
sorry.
want to?
Look, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, the NBA topic. Did you want to talk about that?
What was that?
Adam Silver.
Oh, uh, not yet. Not yet. Uh,
Not yet. Okay. Got you.
Not yet. But I do want to see. Let's look ahead into this week and see what interesting games may be out
Okay,
there.
yeah, I got the schedule up.
Uh, Bills versus Dolphins on Thursday. Packers versus Browns on Sunday. Colts versus Titans. Looks like there's a Titans may be going 0-3, dog. Oh, let me talk about this real quick. At
Titans
what
about to be
point?
terrible all year, but go ahead.
At what point are we going to stop expecting anything from Calvin Ridley and just accept that he is a bust and he like it may not even have anything to do with him trying to sports bet. It just may be that he's not very good.
Mark, I've been I've been off of Calvin Ridley for about 2 to 3 years now, but it wasn't until this moment that you just mentioned it and said something that I think I finally understand what it is about him. He was a product. He was a product of Kyle Shanahan,
Mm.
and I'm hoping that Ayuk doesn't go down the same path. If as long as he's in the same building as Kyle Shanahan, he shouldn't. But Calvin Ridley ain't been Calvin Ridley since he left Atlanta.
Calvin Ridley stopped being Calvin Ridley in Atlanta, though.
Well, he was still in Atlanta when Kyle Shanahan left. That's my point. That's the only thing that I can tie this to, Mark. I don't have any other evidence of what happened to him. I don't have anything else.
That like he got the betting scandal and boy been dropping balls ever since. I mean, dropping horrible passes ever since.
Remember, there was a time, Mark. This is the wildest thing, man. There was a time when we were like, "Yo, Calvin Ridley, top five route runner in the league, man." It's been a while since I said something like that about Calvin Ridley.
Man,
It's been a long time, man.
oh, this is a good one. Bengals versus Vikings. Backup quarterback versus backup quarterback with Justin Jefferson and JJ McCart.
Mark,
I
Mark,
mean, yeah, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't know if there's anybody else that feels this way. Maybe it's premature. Maybe I'm just speaking for this era of these last couple of years. Jake Browning is the GOAT fucking backup quarterback, dog. Like my when I have T. Higgins on my team, his stats don't drop off in fantasy when Jake Browning comes in. It's like there's times where I've had him in the game and I'm like, yeah, he's snapping, and I'm not watching the game, Mark, and I'm watching my fantasy stats, and I come back and it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean Burrow got knocked out in the second quarter? I couldn't fucking tell. Like, look, man, I'm telling you who I think is gonna have the better performance. But yes, it should be an interesting game, man. And you say that's gonna be Carson. He's absolutely gonna have the better game. Like Jake Browning is gonna make Carson look crazy out here.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
I'm telling.
We'll see.
Look,
That's
I
gonna be
believe in what the
interesting.
Vikings are doing. I don't believe enough to think that they can overcome Carson Wentz.
Then you have Steelers versus Patriots. Both teams are 1-1. You have Rams versus Eagles. Both teams are 2-0. You have Jets versus Buccaneers. Bucks. Oh, I should definitely go ahead and take take the Bucks in this one. Maybe that's what I'll do for
That
my
was the
retirement.
other pick that I was gonna take, Mark. I promise you, I was going to take the Bucks over the Jets, and I didn't because I saw the Falcons with a winnable game, and I was like, I'm taking the Falcons, so I took the Falcons over the
Ah,
Panthers.
but see,
But
no, this Falcons game, I think the Panthers can escape with one. But I'm
this
mm,
is what I'm going to tell you, Mark. People don't. I don't know if people are going to realize this, but the Falcons are going to win this game by defense. And when I say defense, unfortunately for the Panthers, dog, they have guys that can't get separation. Leggett cannot separate. I have not seen anything from Leggett in the season in two games that I've seen him playing, Mark.
mm.
And Hunter Renfro is going to be their best option, and that's the reason why the Panthers are going to lose. I think it's going to be a close game. I just think that Atlanta defense wins the game for them. But yeah, no, it's a division game. I'm not overlooking it, but yeah, I wish I could have more faith in the Panthers. I don't like those weapons.
Then you have Texans versus Jaguars. This might be a good week for somebody to take the Jaguars. Uh,
Um, mm, that's a unfortunately that's a winnable game right now with the way the Texans are playing.
Speaking of, let's talk about it, man. See,
Okay, okay,
you won the CJ Stroud, man. I don't want to shy away from this.
okay.
CJ Stroud is not living up to expectations. Um, Now, granted, some of the like Todd Bowles, they did go up against Todd Bowles this past weekend, and Todd Bowles does like
He
to.
got some exotic shit for him.
He has exotic stuff, and he likes to take advantage of young quarterbacks, like as far as
That
what they're
sounds
saying.
crazy when you say it like that out loud.
Hey,
That's- he really enjoys it. Sorry, go ahead.
but no, that's what he does. I
I
mean, he
mean, it
did it
is
to
true.
Jalen
It's
Hurts.
exactly what
He
he
does
does.
it to young quarterbacks. He takes advantage of them.
Yeah, it's exactly what he does. You're absolutely right. It's what he's good at. Is
For a lack of a better term.
yeah.
So, but coming off the season that CJ Stroud just recently had, you really don't want to see him struggle the way that he is now in year three. I don't know if it'll look any better because it's right now. Just going off it seems like the offensive line isn't doing very well, and but for CJ Stroud's part, and also their run game isn't there. Like they don't have a run. Like they planned on having Joe Mixon, and he's not there. And Nick Chubb is doing adequate, but they don't seem confident enough to give him a full complement of touches. Like it seems like they're relegating him to about 13 carries, 14 carries.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the Texans go from here, but it's not looking good for CJ Stroud from that aspect. But even then, some passes that CJ Stroud throws, I find myself questioning, like, what were you thinking there? Like, what made you go there with that? You know? Um,
Yeah.
y-
What made you go with that one?
yeah,
Funk.
you know what I'm saying. So yeah,
No,
like
but
in my funk master flex voice. Hey,
whoa, hey, what made you?
what made you do that?
No, but yeah, like for this, the part that I'm struggling with is I don't know how much is on the offensive coordinator. Um, I don't know how much is on CJ Stroud. I feel like what I'm seeing at times, though, seems like there's enough accountability to go around for the both of them,
Hmm.
and you know, I don't want to be one of those people that just says, "Oh man, he's trash." Right? He was good his first year. It was a flash in the pan. He's trash now. I also don't want to be one of those people that's automatically going to blame him being in a bad situation. Me and Mark talk a lot about this. If you guys follow us, man, 2 years you get the first 2 years for a quarterback. If you're a rookie, you start as a rookie. The first 2 years are free. Okay, first 2 years they ain't got no tape. They ain't got enough tape on you. They don't know your tendencies enough. After 2 seasons, they know what they want to do to disrupt the things that you like. Okay, um, so I like to wait to that third season to really, really, really give you a good idea of who that quarterback is. And so, although there is a cause for concern here, I'm not ready to make a diagnosis. But me and Mark had a conversation earlier today. I said he's on the watch list, man. He's absolutely on the watch list. And for me, he has this season to show me something, show me flashes of potential, show me show me maybe flashes that hey man, maybe he's not fully grasping uh the NFL game. Maybe he has some bad jitters in certain situations. Um, maybe he doesn't know what he's looking at times when it comes to making reading defenses. I don't know, but I'm assuming that by the end of this season we'll have a better idea of what's actually going on with CJ Stroud. But I can tell you this, Mark, I'm glad that you brought up last season. Coming off of last season, this is not what you want to see. So
No.
so because this is the type of question marks that in season 3 when most young quarterbacks that have been starting us since the rookie season, season 3, this is usually when they're like, "Hey man, let's talk about money." And it's really hard for you to talk about money when the offense looks like this when you're under center. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. Um, it's rough.
And the
But
defense is playing, Mark.
yeah,
The Texas defense is playing. So,
yeah. If only the
they're
offense would
losing these
perform.
games offensively.
But this might. But speaking of, this might also be part of that. The fact that you have a defensive minded head coach and the offense is failing because your head coach is defensive minded and this team has yet to find the proper coordinator to guide the offense. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
so I'm gonna bring this up. Their offensive coordinator is Nick Caley, who is hired this February. This is for this season.
mm-hmm.
Hired in February 2025. Okay, he was the passing game coordinator and tight end coach for the Rams last year, and this is his first time. This is gonna be his first year as a play caller. So yeah, they got a young OC that they're hoping can come into his own here. And I'll be honest with you, Mark. I prefer my if I was the owner, I would prefer my defensive coordinator or defensive minded head coach to have a seasoned offensive coordinator with him if I have winning on the mind.
Right.
I don't like the combination of a defensive minded head coach paired with a young, inexperienced offensive coordinator. Because
Right.
what that says to me is there's a possibility that the head coach is going to be having a big thumbprint on on the offensive play calling, because you have a coordinator that's new. So that's the reason why I don't ever like that situation. So to be honest with you, Mark, looking at that, I'm not expecting much. So don't like that situation, but here we are.
Yeah. Um. So here we go. Um. After that, after the Texans, there's the Broncos, Chargers, Saints, Seahawks. Here's another possible win for you, survival pool type people. Seahawks might be a good one to take this week, um, because there's not a lot of sure wins for the Seahawks. This might be the closest thing to it for them. Um, Cowboys, Bears, Cardinals, 49ers, Chiefs, Giants. Um, Load up your Chiefs picks, and then
I'm not so sure, Mark. Hey, Mark. This is a game that I not only stayed away from, Mark, in the survival pool, but I almost picked the Giants, Mark. I almost picked the Giants. But in general, I'm staying away from this because nobody knows exactly what's going to happen here. The Giants could win the game. The all of a sudden the Chiefs' offense could come alive. Um, the Giants can win this game 13-10. I have no clue what's about to happen here, man. That's what I can tell you, and that's not a good thing if you're the reigning AFC champs. And I gotta say, in week 3 of the next season, I don't know what's gonna happen in the game with y'all versus the Jets. That's not a good situation to be in. Oh, that's what I was gonna bring up earlier. What's up? You know what? They deserve to lose, man. Why are these dudes walking around with a free four T-shirt on, Mark? What's up with
Mhm.
your people, man? What's up with Travis Kelsey?
Hey, listen,
What's going on, man?
they
Your
not
man can
my
live
people.
like Price is
No,
Right. What's
this is hey. I
happening?
don't know if you guys follow these streamers or not.
This is crazy.
I don't know if you guys follow these streamers or not, but there's a streamer called Ben Nadon, and like a girl said, free. She said free somebody, and he was like, what? No, don't free him. Keep him under the jail. She was like, he was like, you know what he did for? He killed old people. Like he killed old people. He was like, yo, you get into something with the ops or something, and like y'all go back and forth. That is what it is, I guess. But like you out here offing civilians. No, keep him, lock him up forever. Like, what are you talking about? Free him for? Shut up. And like that's how I feel when it comes to this situation. Like you idiots are running around with free Rice t-shirts as if this dude
He
didn't
did
fly down the street.
everything that they said he did.
Yeah, like he did it.
What are
He
we
ran
talking
away.
about?
Like he did it. He ran away. He did all that shit.
He did it on a highway. Everybody saw him.
Yo, he thought he was real life enacting ludicrous lyrics.
Doing 100 on the highway. If you
Like,
do the speed limit, get the fuck out of my way.
like that's like dead ass.
DUI. Barely ever caught sober. You right. It's actually kind of to a T, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he was real life living out ludicrous lyrics. Like what is
Yeah.
happening? It,
Hey, look, man. Hey, look, man. That's free who? Oh no. He's a like he got like 15 bodies, don't he? Like, no, we're not freeing him, man. For what? Y'all gotta stand up at some point, man, and just be like, you know what? Yeah, it might be a little bit ridiculous to wear these shirts, bro. Look, I understand you want your teammate back on the field, bro, but there's got to be a better way for you to express that. Like
Exactly.
you just go to the press conference and say, "Man, we really miss him out there on the field, man. We could have used him this week." You can say that. What's wrong with that?
Like, dog, like, yeah, you could say like I miss him for football purposes,
Yeah,
but he
what's
got to
wrong with
serve his
that?
time. Like
3-4? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Mark. Dog, keep him where he's at.
he deserves this sit down. He needs it.
Dog, what, are you saying that he shouldn't be suspended? I need to know exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Free four. What's happening, Mark?
Like this, like no, this is not somebody holding them down. In fact, I feel like they kind of went light on them because
Suspension? The man
I
should
would have
be
gave
in
him the
jail,
year.
Mark.
I would have gave him a whole year suspension. Like, all right, dog.
You talking to me about suspension when the man's supposed to be in jail right now, and you talk
Exactly.
about free in front of suspension. Boy, if you don't go sit down, come on, Mark. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen the t-shirts, I was like, I'm upset about it. I'm not happy about it. That the t-shirts really. Hey, first off, y'all went to a hood spot and got those t-shirts made. I seen what the t-shirt looked like, Mark. You know what I'm saying? Whoever did that is somebody that does this for a living. Because somehow it captured the essence of every free t-shirt that I've seen. And at the same time, it looked like it was low enough quality to where it was affordable. You had the t-shirts on for the first time and it looked like it was already worn. Look, man, all I'm saying is this if you guys if somebody were to say, Mark, these dudes are 0-2 and they're walking around with free four t-shirts, and maybe the two things are correlated, right? Maybe there's a correlation between the two. I'm not even going to be mad if somebody says that at this point, Mark. It sounds like y'all focus on everything except for football.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
here we are.
you know what, Mark? Yeah, I might throw a bet. I might throw a little bet down. You know what I'm saying, on the Giants. You know what I'm saying? That man Russ threw for 400 yards this week, albeit versus the Cowboys. He threw for 400 yards this past week. So I don't know, man.
All right, man. I don't know,
They got me fired up. Sorry.
but we'll see. But look, I think that's it for our show.
Should be.
It should be it for our show. I don't have anything else I want to talk about. Nothing else I want to go over. So we appreciate, as always, man. We appreciate you guys for sticking around. We're going to holla at you next Wednesday. The episodes will be on Wednesdays from now on. Um, oh, last game that we didn't even briefly mention was the Lions Ravens. Don't know if the Lions are for real, but this will be the game to see if they are. Like they went against the Bears, who have been terrible offensively and defensively for the last couple of years. So them hanging 50 something up against the Bears doesn't really mean much. Now you're going up against a real opponent in the Ravens. Let's see if you can put up an adequate performance or this week, or will you look like the people that you look like in week one?
Yeah. So watch this peep game, Mark. Peep game. I got a funny scenario for you. So last year, oddly enough, they were like 9-0 or something like that when they ran into the Ravens. I just remember they were on a crazy hot streak last year when they ran into the Ravens, and we had the same conversation on the podcast. It was like, well, this is going to be the game. They
Mm-hmm.
finally playing a real opponent, and the Ravens disrespectfully escorted them out of the building. It was like a 3 touchdown game or something like that. Shit was crazy, right? And we was like, well, there it is, right? And that was also the beginning of the Ravens playing out of this world, right? That was the turning point from when the Ravens went from, okay, they're a great team like they always are, to, oh crap, they might just be on some other shit this year, right? Now, fast forward to now. They don't have Ben Johnson, right? They lost a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. um, Things are different now with Detroit. There's a stark difference between what they did week one, which, like I said, Packers defense just might be legit. They didn't look good versus the Packers, and then they look like world beaters versus Chicago, which means once again absolutely nothing. But because they got walked out of the building so bad last year, I feel like there's no reason for them to have. There's no reason for me to expect anything less than the same thing to happen. And every time the Ravens are in a situation like that, they lose. So I'm going to go with, if I had to pick, I might pick the Lions for this one too. I might put a little two gamer together here and take the Lions and the Giants, Mark. Because the Ravens, if there's one thing the Ravens going to do, is they going to drop a game that they have no business dropping. So there
Yeah.
you have it. Which brings you to our closing comments, Mark. What do you always say?
Hey, it's only entertainment, man.
It's all, hey, when you go down there to make them bets,
Remember, remember, it's only entertainment.
you know, think to yourself, what could make the NFL more money?
Mm,
What's going to bring more intrigue to the season?
yeah, it's rough.
So
But anyway, that's it for the show, guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.
peace.